Happy Friday, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. And I'm here today to guide you through your Friday mind-body connection. We're going to start off on the floor. We're just going to move around, have some fun, let it go. Come back to some old classics that we haven't done in a while today. Just a move or two. I don't know. Who knows? It's Friday. You got 2 more minutes till we get started, so clear a space for yourself. Make it smell great. Grab some water, some tea, some coffee, whatever makes you happy. Take these solid ideas, throw them down here. I'll see you on our mats in just about 1 minute. Love you, Fred. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to your Friday Mind-Body Connection. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. Thank you so much. Thank yourself so much for coming and joining me today, for making this time and space for your physical and mental health. Come on down to the floor, make your way. Find a comfortable seated position that feels right for you. Take a moment, close your eyes, start to just relax. Pay no attention as I brag the bird. Listen, Fred. It's yoga time, okay? Please be a nice birdie. We're going to spend 2 more minutes here in whatever position feels good for you. Consider trying something else to start class in. Just allow the primary focus to be your breath, to finding some presence in the moment, to recognizing everything else that might be on your plate for today or this evening or the weekend, next week, next month. I know it's all there. But it doesn't need to be what we think about right now. Right now, just breathe. How simply in this moment can you be? What is something that you can be thankful for? What's the first thing that popped into your head? However big or small it might be, maybe you're thankful for a great cup of coffee you had this morning. Maybe you're thankful for a friend you connected with later. Maybe you're thankful for just showing up. All right, staying down here on the floor, feel free to change your starting position. I like to fold my legs in. I find a little bit more support that way. And remember, you can always lift yourself up if you're having trouble getting the outsides of the knees to come closer down towards the floor, because the most important thing is to start relaxing your body, and through some relaxation of the body, we can relax the mind, and through the relaxation of the mind, we're also helping to relax the body. So we're gonna go ahead and give ourselves some neck circles next. Find a little bit of grounding of your sit bones to the floor or whatever prop you might be seated on. If you notice that you're really leaning back, or if you're really arching forward, place your hands palms on your knees to find a little structure, a little lifted length. And draw that lower belly in so your back feels good. Use that next inhale to create as much space between each of your vertebrae as possible. Shoulders released away from your ears. We're going to start making some circles with the tip of our nose, like you're making a spiral. Start off with that spiral as small as possible, the size of a penny, and then slowly make it a little bit larger, the size of a quarter, working towards the size of a cupcake. It's okay to think sweet thoughts. Come into the size of a bread plate, working your way up to a dinner plate or a frisbee. And then as large of a range of motion as feels right for you. Let's get 2 more times around, nice and big in this direction. Normal to hear some crunching and cracking in that neck. As your nose is up towards the ceiling, slowly, with control, change directions. Starting off this time, really large, the size of the sun. Slowly making those big circles, and each time you come around, a little bit smaller. Don't let those thoughts drift. Stay right here, right now. If you just take the time to really focus on your breath, the length of your inhale, the length of your exhale, you don't have time to worry or wonder or feel stressed or sad or even distracted by the happiness that you might be feeling of other thoughts in your life. Not to make it sound like all I'm thinking about when I'm not counting my breath is sadness, because that's definitely not true either. All right, next up, let's give ourselves some shoulder circles. You can keep your hands ground on your thighs. Let's get 5 times around. In each direction, can you still create that lift and length through the crown of your head and that gentle contraction through your abs? Think about keeping your rib cage knit together supportively towards each other. Once you've hit 5, go ahead, change direction of your shoulder circles. Thus far, everything that we've done today is also something you can easily do in a chair if you're just taking a quick little break from work. We spent just over 5 minutes already just relaxing our bodies. All right, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Use your inhale to find some length through the crown of your head, and on your exhale, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. One more big inhale. And on your exhale, lift yourself up. Use your inhale to find length. Exhale, drop your left ear to the left shoulder. One more big inhale. And on your exhale, lift yourself up. One more time to each side. Feel free to hang out here for a couple more breaths. Make sure you are still breathing though. And then go ahead, bring the opposite ear to opposite shoulder, finding length at the center as you pass through. Nice work. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. Go ahead, bring your hands behind you. Maybe fingertips still pressed down into the mat, or maybe you can interlace your fingers. Create a little bit more opening of the chest, but then bring that rib cage back in. Beautiful. Release those hands, stretch them all the way out towards the side. Draw your shoulders down your back. Release from your ears. Work to bring those fingertips together behind you. Bring your rib cage back in towards itself. And we're going to get a nice stretch of our chest. So cross one arm over the other. Grabbing hold, just not at the elbow. So feel free to grab hold at the forearm or at the tricep. If you want to, you can even bring a little bit more stretch to the side body, leaning towards the same direction that your fingers are pointing. Keep your sit bone ground to the floor though, so don't lean so much that you lift yourself up, just starting to bring the stretch down the side of the body. And on your inhale, lift yourself up, open those arms out to the side, draw your belly in, cross to the other side. Find that lifted length. You can stay right here. And if it felt good for you, if you want to try it out on this side, a lifted lean. So I'm not just crunching down to the opposite side as if there's something by the right side of my body that I'm lifting up and rounding over to create as much length as I can on the left. Release your shoulders from your ears once more. On your inhale, lift yourself up. Open those arms up, bring them up overhead. Cross thumbs or maybe grab hold of your opposite hand. We're going to go for bending the right arm, dropping the left shoulder, elbow down. Nice little tricep stretch. A little bit more engagement through the back. Inhale back up through center. Exhale. Opposite hand down. Inhale back up to the ceiling. Bring your hands palms together and exhale, bring them down to your heart in Namaskar. Elbows pointing down towards the floor. Press your hands palms in towards each other and then open your fingers up as if your hands were a lotus flower blooming. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Ground your sit bones. Find some length. Awesome. Keeping that chin tucked towards your chest, we're going to interlace our fingers and bring them to the back of our heads. You can separate your thumbs, give yourself a nice little massage of the neck. Feel free to round a little bit more forward, starting to get some more manipulation in the back. Beautiful. Inhale, lift yourself up, stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. Reach your left hand down towards the floor. Find some support as you reach over to the left side. Inhale, back up through center. Back of the fingers brush against your ears as your left arm reaches up. Relax your right hand down. Find some grounding and reach over to the right side. Oh, it feels great. Inhale, back up through center. One more time to the opposite side. Moving slow and with control. Inhale back up. Last one. Beautiful. Inhale back up through center. Go ahead, turn yourself if you need to on your mat. We're going to lay down on our mats. We're going to start to get a little ab work happening. If you can, let's get it on the way down. So plant your feet. Extend your arms out in front of you and slowly lower yourself down. One vertebrae at a time. Bring those arms up overhead. I'm gonna have to turn myself here. Awesome. Arms up overhead. Make sure that you're not squeezing your shoulders around your ears, so still working to create some space. Draw that lower belly in, glue your feet to the floor. We're gonna go for a nice roll up. So starting with your head still relaxed down, begin with your inhale. Arms come up in line with the chest, and then you gently roll yourself up. Find a nice reach forward, a C curve as you exhale towards your toes. Inhale, lift yourself back up, engage those shoulders. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms start to lift, shoulders start to lift. Exhale, reach, find that big curve. Inhale, draw yourself back up. Exhale, lower yourself down. Move at your own pace. We're going to do 3 more. You can even work and try to keep those biceps with your ears instead of lifting your hands towards your chest first. Just try not to throw those arms up. That's why we gently led with the arms. And then reached. We got 1 more to go. Nice and slow. Final one, when you come up here, find that C curve. Then find some length. Take a big inhale on your exhale. Reach forward as much as possible. 1 more big inhale, and if it feels good on your exhale, you can lower yourself down a little bit more. Drag yourself back in. Inhale your arms up overhead. Reach them forward. Find your length. Exhale, flat back. Reach forward. 1 more big inhale. Exhale. Feel free to round down in there 1 more time. Lift yourself up. Stretch those arms up overhead. Reach them forward. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Stay with that flat back. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Relax it down. Beautiful. Roll yourself back up. Open those legs out nice and wide. Ooh. Pop, pop, pop it out. Let's do a little bit of saw. It's been a long time since we did saw. So starting off in full dragonfly, make sure that the soles of the feet aren't flattening out towards the floor. So externally rotate those legs, ground your sit bones. You might find that you just need to close your legs a little bit more to find the support you need. Go ahead, inhale those arms out to shoulder height. Stretch up from your waist on your next inhale. Turn towards your right leg. Exhale. Hinge forward. Inhale, lift yourself up. Twist. Exhale. Reach with your right hand in the direction-ish of your left foot. Maybe they don't quite line up. Mine are definitely not lining up with each other today. Just finding a nice little forward reach with one hand as you turn the opposite palm up towards the ceiling behind you. So the chest is open, the back is engaged, rotating from the core. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, find that reach. One more time to each side. Keep those legs out nice and wide. Come back to center. Bring your hands gently behind you. Press into your hands, palms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chin up towards the ceiling, a nice supported back bend right here. And on your exhale, come forward, starting with that flat back. Again, begin to walk yourself forward. Continue to keep those toes stretched up towards the ceiling. Deep stretch towards those inner thighs. Take 3 more breaths here. I recognize tension is likely building up in that upper back for you, if I know it is for me. And on that next exhale, lift yourself up. Go ahead, fold your left leg in. Bend your right leg. Let's take a moment right here in deer pose. You can be as open in deer pose as you want to. You can keep your legs as 2 90-degree angles, keeping the stretch a little bit more towards the outer thigh of your back leg. If you want or need to bring the stretch a little more towards the quad, sometimes I feel a little bit more supported, gets more glutes to the floor, which can help me just take some bigger breaths if you fold that leg in a little bit closer. Find what feels good for you. Work to gently exhale and bring your right glute down to the floor. And let's bring the stretch to our lower backs. So turn towards that left thigh. You can either place your hands on the floor, you can stay really lifted in this twist, or even releasing the left forearm down towards the mat as you draw the right shoulder forward towards the knee. Feel a little bit more engagement through the back. Can you still work to bring that right glute towards the mat? Awesome, and change. Gently lift yourself up. I'm gonna bring a little mermaid stretch into here. So with your left hand down on the floor, inhale your right arm up overhead and gently walk or trace your fingers out a little bit to the side. On your inhale, exhale, use your core to draw yourself back up. Inhale, find that gentle trace or walking with your fingers, reach, and exhale, lift yourself up. 2 more times, you'll notice as you've dragged your fingers out a little, you can press into your hands' palms, apply a little pressure to get your glute towards the floor. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Last one on this side. Great, bring your hands behind you, take a moment. Soles of the feet come to the floor, windshield wipe your knees. Start to bring a little bit of love to that opposite leg. And then we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So coming back into that deer pose. Remember, both sides of the body are not the same. So find what feels right for your body today, working to get that back leg glute towards the floor. Starting off with a little lifted length to help apply a little bit more pressure. And then go ahead, place your right hand down on the floor. Find the gentle twists that work for you to help you feel a little bit more release from that back. Option to lower yourself all the way down. Getting that forearm down towards the mat is going to bring a much bigger stretch through the low back into the hip. Press yourself up. Let's make it a little bit more active. For anyone who had trouble getting down there, inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling. Find some length. And on that next inhale, start to walk your right hand out. Press into the floor. Press your glute into the floor. Exhale. Lift yourself up. You can keep your arm up overhead, or if your breath is long, release it back down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Find that big lift. Last one. Exhale. Lift yourself up. Bring those hands behind you. Once again, windshield wipe those knees. We're going to come into a delightful figure 4 stretch from here. If you have trouble with the figure 4, if your lower back is really hurting, just lay down on your back and do the same thing. Otherwise, we're just going to challenge our bodies a little bit more. It's easy to get into this one if you start with your hands a little further behind you. Whichever leg you'd like to start with, cross your ankle over your thigh. Make sure there's still plenty of room to make some circles with your ankle in both directions. You're not jamming that ankle bone against your quad, and then walk yourself in. The more that you walk yourself in, even wiggling that foot out as you extend that cross leg knee towards wherever your eyes are focused, you'll feel more of a stretch throughout those glutes. You can press into your hands' palms, find a little extra lift through the chest. 3 more breaths right here. Awesome. Walk your hands back. Let's gently release. Come into the opposite side. And then walk yourself forward. Remember, you can walk those heels in a little bit closer towards your glutes. Just find the stretch that works best for your body today. Back to your breath. Back to pushing away all those external thoughts, sounds, reminders. Right here, right now. Awesome. Gently work your way out. We're going to go right from this figure 4 stretch and see if that's an easy way for some people to get a little deeper in a double pigeon or fire log. So once again, go ahead and lift up whichever leg you started with, cross it, walk yourself in, and from here we're going to bend the lower leg. So think about shifting towards the glute of that lower leg, getting the bent leg floor to the floor, and then bringing that glute to the floor. And hopefully you found yourself in a position where your shins are stacked on top of each other. Flex your toes in to one another to find a little extra stimulation. And if you can even wiggle that lower leg a little bit forward. You might need to reposition your hips, big time hip opener, especially for whichever leg you have on top. If you're not feeling any sort of a stretch, hinge yourself forward gently. Take 3 more breaths. If you hinge forward, use that exhale to lift yourself up. Bring your hands behind you for some support. Let's extend our legs for just a moment. Go ahead, bob your knees, windshield wipe your feet. Release that tension. And then draw those legs back up. We're going to come into that double pigeon fire log. Same way for the opposite side. If it really was a struggle, hang out here. Once again in this figure 4, or lay back down for that reclining pigeon. To take the tension out of your back, we're going to roll over towards the glute of our ground foot, and then onto our other glute. You can wiggle that lower leg out. Just do your best to get your shins to stack on top of each other, and depending on how tight your hips are, it might be really challenging to release this top outside of the knee towards the inside sole of your foot. Just do your best. You can increase the stretch if you need to by shifting forward. Just a couple slow breaths right here. Use your next exhale to press yourself back up. Go ahead, bring those knees together. Let's come up onto all fours and tabletop. Coming up into tabletop. Hips stacked right on top of your knees. Hands, palms underneath of your shoulders. Spread your fingers really wide like a starfish. Press into your hands, palms. Shoulders away from your ears. Find a nice flat back. Just take a moment here in your active tabletop. Eyes down towards the floor. Belly pulled in. And from here we'll enjoy some cat-cow. So tuck your chin towards your chest. Look towards your knees. Maybe even towards your belly button. Change your breath. Keep those arms nice and straight. Bring your chest forward towards your triceps. Look up towards the ceiling. Find a stretch on your throat. Keep that belly gently engaged though, so it's drawing down towards the floor, but it's not sagging out. And then change your breath, change your posture. Two more times in each direction. Take your time, return to that neutral tabletop. Bring your toes together, open those knees nice and wide. Send your hips back towards your heels. Come into child's pose. Feel free to extend your arms as far forward as feels right for your body today. Or keep your arms gently by your side, or even release down towards your feet to find a little separation of your shoulders if you need to. Back to your breath, to this moment right now, to the amazing person that you are for showing up, for taking this time, for being here and filling your energy cup. All right, go ahead, press back up into tabletop. I'm going to take a quick hot second to tuck my shirt in because we're going to stand up and take some nice big forward folds and twists. Tuck your toes under, send those hips up towards the ceiling. Take a moment in down dog, pedal through your heels. You can always deeply bend both knees and then just work towards bringing a little bit more pressure of your heels and bringing your belly towards your thighs a little bit more. If being in down dog is really uncomfortable for you or on your shoulders, take that rounding out of your lower back as you can. And then go ahead, walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet and shift the weight into your heels. Take a generous bend of your knees, as generous as you need to dangle, to start to bring a stretch towards your hamstrings. Take a moment while you're here. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. See if you can get a little deeper here in your forward fold. So make your exhale a little bit longer. Really bring your belly to your thighs. Use your legs as a table. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, maybe even interlacing your hands behind your legs or bracing your forearms against your shins. To relax the crown of your head towards the floor. And then seat your shoulder blades down your spine as much as possible. Release those fingers down in the direction of the floor. It's okay if they don't touch them. Can you bring your biceps to your ears? Shift a little bit more weight towards your heels. Inhale, lift yourself up. Take a moment in chair pose. Really shift those hips back. And then let's relax those arms down. Reach your hands back behind you, palms facing in. Find yourself in skier pose. Stretch through those glutes. On our next inhale, fingertips are going to trace down towards the floor and then stand yourself all the way up. Palms up overhead, squeeze your glutes, stretch your hips forward, relax your shoulders again in mountain pose. One more deep inhale, stretch up, feet ground. Exhale, simply relax your arms down by your side. Take a moment, just stand here. Find as much length through the crown of your head between each vertebrae as you possibly can. A gentle squeeze of your glutes, hips come forward, so no sway back. Keep those hips forward. Keep that big breath. Draw that belly in again. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive or forward fold to the floor. Inhale to find a nice half lift. Exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Heel toe your feet out a little bit wider. Or walk those feet out, whatever feels right for your body today. Once you get there, take the weight from being in your heels and shift it a little bit more to the toes. That way your hips are stacked on top of your heels. Another opportunity to just get a great stretch through the glutes. Keep your right hand down on the floor. Inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling. Do your best to really open up your chest and stack those two shoulders, one on top of the other. One more inhale, stretch up, reach up. And on your exhale, release that left hand down to the floor, replace it. And inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Starting off, your chest is probably square to the floor as you first just reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. So press into your left hand palm. Try to touch the ceiling. Stack your shoulders. Stack your chest. Create one big line. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Release that right hand down towards the floor. Let's see if we can get a little bit deeper in this reach, in this forward fold. So bend your knees. Start to walk those hands back a little bit and then come back onto your toes. Do you feel a deeper stretch throughout the back of the leg? Try it one more time. Shift the weight towards your heels, bend your knees, walk your fingertips back, and then exhale. Straighten those legs, head comes down towards the floor. Drag those fingers back up like they're going through the sand. Hands, palms come back down. Let's try those twists one more time. So keep your left hand on the floor. Inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling, just starting with the opposite side this time. Really press into that left hand palm. Take another deep inhale. Work to open your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades, stack your shoulders, and exhale. Release that right hand down. Notice if you shifted your hips over towards the left. I know I did. So bring the weight back to the center of both feet. Keep your right hand down. Inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling. Ground through that left hand. Stretch up. And exhale. Both hands down. Walk your hands all the way over towards the right foot. Go ahead, bend that right knee. Just bend that right knee and straighten your leg a couple times, bringing the stretch towards the inside of that left thigh. All right, and now with the legs straight, we're just gonna bring our chest closer towards the thigh and a little further away. So work to just gently find a little bit of a pull, either on the outside of the foot or maybe with your hands still towards the floor. Let's get one more. And then carefully walk it all the way over to the opposite side. Take a big bend of that left leg. Keep the outside edge of your right foot still on the floor to get as deep of a stretch on that inner thigh as you can. One more. Great, now with both legs straight, work to bring that chest a little closer towards your left thigh. And then back towards the center. One more. Nice work. Come back through. I thought there was a cicada in my hair. Go ahead and release those knees back down towards the floor. Cross your legs behind you and then walk yourself back so that your legs come towards the front. Let's use those abs one more time to carefully lower ourselves down onto our back, so palms facing up towards the ceiling. As slow as you can go, lower yourself down with that belly drawn in. One vertebrae at a time, gently rolling onto the mat. And when we get here, extend those legs out, extend your arms out as much as you want. We're going to come into our final Savasana, taking a nice long 5-minute Savasana together. Don't think of Savasana as being a throwaway posture. Bring to it the same attention and focus that you have done your best to bring to everything else that we've said or done today. So the point of Savasana is to come into complete stillness of the body and of the mind, and find stillness in your breath as well. So maybe an extra moment at the top with your lungs full and your chest expanded on your inhale, and an extra moment at the bottom with your lungs empty. Stay present in your breath, in your practice. Think about what you came to class for today. Just breathe into whatever else it is that you need. Just a couple more minutes right here, and silence begins right now. You're welcome to stay here in this final Savasana for as long as continues to honor your body today. If you'd like to close out our practice together, take a gentle little wiggle of your fingers and toes, bring some blood flow back to your extremities, and take your time to make your way back to a seated position. You know, I love a good long Savasana because realistically, how much time in the day do you really give yourself to just be quiet, to simply breathe and be? And then move on with your life and your day and whatever. Take a moment, bring your hands, palms to the center of your chest. Let's honor ourselves as we close out today's practice. If you have any questions or concerns about anything I said or we did today, I hope that you'll reach out. Till we are together again, I hope you'll think good thoughts, speak good words, eat good foods, do good deeds. Take the time, because you're worth it, to nourish yourself from the inside out. If it feels right for you, bring your thumb up to your third eye, to your drishti, to find a little extra stimulation as you apply some pressure to that focus point. Ground your sit bones, lift your chin, your chest, your heart up towards the sky, and know that the light within me honors, sees, and is so thankful for the light within you. Thank you all so much for coming today, for filling your cup so you can share your energy with others. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.